What's up, y'all? Morgan, the CEO here. I wanted to go over NASDAQ 100, a trade that I got in yesterday, and it played out by this morning. I just wanted to give y'all a quick little video of why I decided to get in it and, just kind of show you how all of this stuff works. So I made these notes here. I'm going to explain exactly what I meant by this. But first off, I want to say that, so I've been starting to trade with two screens at this moment. So I have one pair, but in this case, this is an indices, so I had the NASDAQ. And I use for my higher time frames, I use the 4 hour. I look at the 4 hour for the day, and then I trade off the 1 hour. And I look at the 5 minutes so that I can get in for my entries and just kind of have some real time idea of what the market is doing. So we're gonna look over here on the left, right? And y'all see that? So this is the 5 minute, right? And let me show you. We're just gonna be focusing on this area right here. Okay? Let's get rid of that. So none of this stuff existed here. I started seeing the market over in this area here. I started to notice that a rising wedge was forming. And just because you see a rising wedge on the 5 minute doesn't mean that you're in an uptrend. What it means is that on a higher time frame, you're probably somewhere like in a retracement or something in the opposite direction. So that's why people say that you can get faked out on the lower time frames, because it'll be showing an uptrend on the lower time frame, but you're in an overall downtrend or vice versa, and then now you got stopped out. So basically what happened here was I started paying attention in this area here, realizing that we were getting some higher highs and some higher lows. So let's take a look over on this 1 hour real quick first, explain this. Overall, the NASDAQ has been on an uptrend, right? Let me show you. It's been pretty hot, right? It's just been rising, rising, rising. But what I did notice is that it was getting towards like a weekly high, and it might be even a monthly high. I didn't make the notes, but I knew that it was rising up so much that it was going to need some time to breathe and do a slight retracement. So I saw these two candlesticks here, which kind of gave me a tweezer top for the most part. It's not two of the same identical highs, but for the most part, price rejected it around the same areas. So I knew that we were probably in for a nice retracement. So 4 hour, like I said, I start to draw my trend lines on the 4 hour, just so I can have more candlesticks to look at. The daily just shows you what it does for the day. So I created this trend line. Now, mind you, this right here wasn't there yet. But what I did know, this was here. I did know that we had this high, and then we created a lower high, and we were creating lower lows. So I made this trend line. Now, once this started forming and I saw that this trend line broke, I paid attention to see if whether or not we were going to, let me show you, whether or not this price was going to break out this last high, or if it was just going to create a lower high, and that's what it did. So that gave me a confirmation of, let me move this trend line, and we're still on a downtrend. Because if price had broke up and it broke above this and started doing this, it would have made me think that I could not get in for a sale, and that price was probably going to try to break this one, and it might continue to go up. But it didn't do that. So cool. I came down to the 5 minute. I noticed as soon as price touched the trend line, that's what I was waiting for, which identically looks like this on the 5 minute. It touched that. So now I figured, okay, cool. So if it's creating a rising wedge, usually with the rising wedges, price goes up, right, in an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, but then it breaks down. It continues in whatever direction you were in. So it's a rising wedge, and it'll break lower. And in the opposite falling wedge, it will break higher. So what I noticed is when it did this, I wasn't quick to get in for a trade here. I mean, I guess somebody could have did it and you would have just been, it would have been riskier, but you could have did this and had a better entry, obviously. But I needed more confirmation. I needed to know that it was going to break out of this wedge and not keep rising. So once it broke out, I started paying attention in this area here. Okay, so this area here over on the 1 hour, let's go back to 1 hour. On the 1 hour is around this area here. So let's get rid of this. So that's where I got in. Now I could have had a better entry, but my spread was super high, so it probably let me in around here. And I basically targeted the lows, which was support. I noticed over here, let's show you more now. This area has been touched several times, so I figured, okay, cool. Price is most likely going to come back down here and at least touch this area of support. It doesn't have to touch this line, which it didn't, but it's still an area of support that price has come to multiple times. That was one confirmation. The second confirmation was that, okay, if price does come down here to this area, it will be touching this trend line. So that's another confirmation. The third was I noticed this imbalance. Let me do it on the 4 hour because it's more of an imbalance here. I noticed the imbalance, a bit of unhealthy price movement here. So I figured once price came from this area, it was most likely going to come down and close this imbalance, which it did. So that was my third confirmation of why I should get into this trade. So, yeah, that's basically why I got into it. Now I can show y'all how it played out. I mean, I guess you kind of can see, but let's do the bar replay. So again, I was probably around here, right? Cool. Let's let it play out. Oh, hey, it moved. Hold on. It went to, it just played me. Where did my stuff go? Hold on. Okay, here we go. Bar replay it. This is it. Oh my gosh. All right. Boom. Cool. Let's make it speed a little faster. Cool. Boom. It touched it. Touch, 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 touch. Now, seeing all of this consolidation by the trend line too, that was a confirmation that it was going to reject that area. All of those little small candlesticks. And then boom, it started dropping. Boom. Broke the trend line. Came right here. Down. Created a lower high. Boom. Right there. Start dropping down. Down. Touch the support area. And then let's just go ahead and speed this up. Boom, I created this other trend line, a mini trend line, and it touched it a second time, and a second, boom, touched that, let me know we were still in the downtrend. That's why I created this. I had this high, another lower low. This was my confirmation that my trade was still going good. We still in the downtrend. Boom, dropped all of that. I think that's my trade right there. Yeah, got in here around this area. Boom, and there we go. And so that was the NASDAQ, and yeah, hope y'all understood what I gave you, and I'll start creating more videos like this. So peace out.